Can you give me a high five? Can your hand reach out for? Yeah.
Ooh.
So I think that would be a cool thing to do. Be like, hey, we're live, and then go like from the metaverse.
Yeah.
Okay,
Then I fall out of my chair in real life.
All right, so I'm gonna hit live. Olivia, we are live on our webinar in the metaverse. Hey, don't leave me hanging.
Live. High five.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you all for joining us. We're excited that you're here again today with us in the metaverse.
This studio is looking really amazing. You've done a lot since I've been in here the last time.
No. We don't want to share that stuff. That's not what this video is about. But if you guys do want to see all the new cool games and stuff that we have built, go subscribe to our YouTube channel at killerb.tv. We'll put a link there in the description in the comments. Go check it out.
So today in the webinar, we would like to know from all of you, do you think that the metaverse is a fad or fab?
Or a little scary, like the zombie arms.
Ooh.
Like maybe the metal laugh.
Yeah. Well, so let us know in the comments. Do you think it's a fad, fab, which is short for fabulous, which Brian thought he made that up, or scary? I'm hearing people are very scared about the metaverse. So with that, should we even be in the metaverse right now?
Oh yeah, that is probably a good point. We don't want people tuning out because, yeah, I get it. All right, I tell you what, you guys keep writing in the comments what your thoughts are, and we're gonna go ahead and jump on over to the real world. We'll see you soon. Hey, Meta Olivia, you there?
Yeah, I'm trying to get my headset off.
Hey. Well, hey, everybody, thank you for joining us today. We are now actually in the real world. We're not in the metaverse anymore. But let us know in the comments. We really want to know. That's what we want to talk about today is, do you think the metaverse is a fad, fab, or scary? And I really did think I invented that word fab.
Yes, you did. Me and your son Ashton let you know real quick that you did not invent that.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. So
we do have a couple comments.
awesome.
Josh Pollock said that he thinks it's fab and scary. LOL. Makes total sense. Yeah. And Dawn Miller said, hello, and I'm not afraid. LOL. That's awesome, Dawn.
That is awesome. I do want to say, like, and you guys keep letting us know in the comments really what your thoughts are on that too, because, and thank you, Josh, and for Don for sharing that, because I do want to state right off the beginning that it's okay to be concerned about the metaverse. It's okay. Like, really, like, we don't want to downplay that at all. Even we have concerns. That's part of the reason, actually one of the main reasons why we even started looking into the metaverse is because we had concerns about people escaping to the metaverse from reality. So there is a good reason to be concerned.
Yeah.
Scared, I'm not scared of it, but I'm really enjoying it too, because we've had a lot of fun and we're learning more and more. So,
Yeah.
do you have any other comments so far, Olivia?
We do. And this one says from Facebook user, if you want your name to be shown, just a heads up, you have to click on the little StreamYard link to give them access if you want us to know your name. But Facebook user said, I think it's another form of artificial connection, which is the opposition of what we are trying to accomplish in Christian media.
All right. So I'm going to let everybody know here, I'm not good with big words. Olivia, what does that opposition word mean? And I'm very humble and don't mind saying that.
I do appreciate that about you, Brian.
Yeah.
So it means it's opposite of what we're trying to do, where we're creating, more of a fake connection, where in Christian radio, we're trying to create a connection that's real and authentic.
Gotcha. I think that's an interesting comment, because the one thing that I have noticed in the metaverse is I feel like it's more of a real connection, only because you really get to have a real one-on-one conversation talking to each other. And like, okay, obviously it's not me in there, but it's my avatar. But I think that's pretty interesting. That's a really good thought because we see it on social media. We can be very fake. And even when it comes to us as Christians, period, people are tired of fake, polished, and just not authentic connections, real connections of people. But I can tell you this, and I know we're going to talk about it more today. From my experience, I meet some of my brothers that are in different states, and usually we only get to see each other once a year. And now we're in there hanging out and stuff, and it feels like we're really in the same room. So I would say, if you haven't tried it out and been in some of the worlds, not just the games, really going into the worlds and seeing what that's like, you might find out that it's a little bit more closer to having a real personal connection on the digital side than probably we've ever really imagined. So,
Yeah, yeah. I think right now, we're still in the baby stages of the metaverse, but as of right now, like a lot of social media is people putting their highlight reels up, the best of the best. But now, when we're going into the metaverse, we're just going in as what we want our avatar to look like. And we're not being blasted with like, look at this new house that I got, or look at this dream vacation that I
yeah,
feel bad that I don't get to go on. That, as of right now, is not there. I'm not saying it can't happen, but I'm saying right as of right now, like you are able to build a little bit more of a connection
yeah.
without those kind of distractions.
And I love that you said we're still kind of like in the baby stage because honestly, like I don't know how many times, Olivia, we get in there in the studios and we're working on stuff and we're like, "Ooh," like like when you're a baby, you're like looking at your
Look at your
fingers, you're like, "Look
hands.
at my
Yeah.
hands, I can give
Yeah.
high fives." Like you guys saw how we worked that out. You can do fist bumps, but it's like it is really literally like baby stages when you get
Yeah,
in there.
absolutely.
So
We have another good comment as
yeah,
well that I'm going to put up. It says from Facebook user, I think our current understanding is a fad, but it will grow into
mm,
something useful. The same way when IG first came out, everyone made fun of it for just being a way to post pictures of your food.
that's good.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so too. I think that's a great way to go in to the first topic about is it a fad? I think, and you guys keep writing your comments. We want to keep hearing. And look, we don't want anybody to feel like we're like trying to downplay what your thoughts are too. Really, seriously, we have concerns too, and we're
Yeah.
looking at that. Like, how does this compare to all the other digital platforms out there? And again, we look at this as we do see a lot of people escaping reality on social media and all these, even TV broadcasting, they're escaping reality to find a place that's happy. But we know as Christian broadcasters, we're really not going to find this here at all. It's what's to come. But it's if we know people are going to escape there, it's like, well, how can we, if that's the right platform for us, it might not be the right platform for you or for your organization. But if you are thinking that way, then how do you prepare in a way to with strategy to connect with those people that are hurting on that side of the digital world, or I don't know what you even want to call it. It's not the feed anymore. So just be thinking about that. So let's talk about, is it a fad? And Olivia, if you have any other comments you want to put up and talk about, let's put those up. Sure. Anytime.
Okay. All right. We can keep on rolling right now.
So I don't think it's when we're talking about a fad, I know that a lot of times we're talking about dreams. And actually our last Facebook user, I wish I knew who their name was, but Facebook user that talked about that, like about Instagram, that's a great thing to think about.
It is. Yeah.
We can look at it. Some people will look at it and think, well, this virtual world is just a dream. It's, that's been in the works for years, which is true. But it's it's a lot further now than what it was back then. And even like I talked about this with somebody in the industry about QR codes. I was big about QR codes when I was at the radio station and like we're doing marketing. Like we need to get QR
Yeah.
codes in the back of seats of buses where they can scan it. But
Yeah.
nobody here in the US was catching on. But it was like in other countries, it was huge. But then COVID kind of streamlined that, didn't it? It picked up really quickly. It just was not at the same time. Well, I was about 2 years early, but now
Yeah.
look what it is. I don't know if you've even noticed on your browsers how you can share like a web page. Have you ever noticed, or if you click that now it actually shows you a QR code or the website you can scan it with your phone?
No, I
Yeah.
didn't. I know a
So,
lot of menus and restaurants are like, you have to scan a QR code now,
yep.
but yeah.
So really interesting. So, I mean, yes. And I think that when you think about, is this just a dream? Like people are, this is just like a dream world. Well, you think about things that are fabulous. How many of those things started as a dream,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
It all starts with somebody having a dream. I mean, and we just don't know where it leads until the time has passed, like and where we're going. So good
Yeah.
point there about Instagram.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, also just even thinking about I just watched a video of Zuckerberg in 2004 talking about Facebook, and it was a plain colored website. And so look at what it is today as well and how much it's evolved. But speaking about that, how much money is Facebook investing into, or sorry, Meta investing into the metaverse, Brian?
Oh gosh, isn't it like 10 billion? No, it's like how much money is it? It's
It's
like
like 10
10
billion.
billion. 10
10
billion.
billion. Yeah.
But Facebook's not the only one making this investment. And I only want to point this out is because when we think of a fad, you wouldn't expect businesses to be investing so much money into it. I mean, we're not just going to throw money away.
Right.
Again, like our purpose of looking into it is because of we see in people escaping reality. And as Christian broadcasters, our purpose is to help those people that are hurting, that feel hopeless. So it's Facebook's done 10 billion now. How many have people, like I know you've been doing a lot of research on this, Olivia. Who else is investing in the metaverse? Which the metaverse is what? It's more than just
Yeah, the
the
metaverse,
virtual world.
when we think about, a lot of people right now just think of the headset that we are using and showing and all of that, but that is just like a tiny sliver of what the metaverse actually is. You know, augmented reality, AR, it's part of that, which we're going to talk about something that you might not think about that a lot of people, not just young kids, are already using. And it's also 5G and blockchain. This is all part of the metaverse, but people, investors, and way smarter people than myself have seen that AR and VR are an easy like entryway into the metaverse. So that's why
Yeah.
we're hearing a lot about that. But yeah, Meta invested, and they changed their name to Meta, but they've invested $10 billion so far. Google has invested 39.5
Oh,
million. So yeah,
Google invested in it too?
Google,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
but I
Wow.
mean, Meta isn't even the big one. Microsoft is investing $70 billion into
Wow.
different research and, communities and things like that. So, yeah,
I
this
think
is an
that,
expensive fad if it is a
yeah,
fad,
if
which
it
I
isn't
don't think
bad,
it is.
they're going to be really kicking themselves. But I mean, that's the thing. Like these big companies, that we know with the talk of Web 3.0 and the way things, not talk, I mean, things are already happening in Web 3.0.
Yeah,
They see this and they're investing in it. They're preparing for it. So,
yeah,
but ultimately, it's going to come down to your own opinion. Like, what if you think it's a fad, if you think it's fabulous, or if you think it's scary. It's going to be your own opinion, and that's good. That's good for us to have. And I think it's good for us all to be. Don't just take our word for it or anybody else's. Go and experiment and research yourself as well. We're just sharing with you what we're learning. So you can take that wherever you want and use it if you want. But we've already got people reaching out to us wanting us, hey, we want to be on the metaverse. We want to figure this out. We need your help. And again, no matter what you do, it's a digital platform. You're connecting with people. Don't forget the strategy. Don't just get on there and do it. We're not on there just doing the metaverse, just getting there and have fun, though it is pretty cool. It is a lot of fun.
yeah. I love
Uh,
playing ping pong.
yeah, I love ping pong in there and stuff. But and bowling can be pretty
Yeah,
tough. And that's a whole other area because YouTube Music
yeah, yeah.
connect
You
with
can
bowling,
have, all your Christian artists playing while you bowl.
and I love it. Like I love being able to choose that and have that playlist going. So it's really cool. But anyways, a lot of businesses are investing in it. So yeah, I don't know if it's we'll time will tell. Time will tell. So I guess the next thing would be to talk about. Do you have any other comments right now? Like anybody else have any thoughts about it being a fad? we'd love to hear that.
Yeah, keep those comments coming.
So let's talk about, one of the things I posted on our Facebook group not too long ago was a stat from, I believe you pronounce it Statista, and they had reported that they're forecasting that as of 2024, they're forecasting that there will be 1.73 billion mobile augmented reality users. And that's not that far away. 2024 is like a couple years. So, I mean, and the thing is, but Facebook has a pretty big playing field with users. It's like over like 2 billion or something like that users on Facebook.
Yeah.
So, ultimately it comes down to where the people are and who has a connection with people that they might have a lot of leeway on where they might go, like what headsets they might buy. And that's a whole other story. But you guys keep following us on that on YouTube too. Go to killerbee.tv. We have a video coming out Monday just talking about what should Christians think about the metaverse. Just, some of the things we've already been talking about, but you might want to check that out so you can go there and subscribe. But Olivia, what do you think? Do you think people will catch on to this virtual reality? What are your thoughts behind that?
Yeah, I definitely think they will. I mean, again, being skeptical of things in the beginning, it's natural. I am of everything. But even if you think about Facebook, I mean, my mom's on it and shit like I would have never thought that when it first came out in 2004. So I think it'll catch on, but it'll be in phases, the same thing as, with everything.
Yeah.
But, Brian, you mentioned mobile augmented reality, and I bet a lot of people watching this video don't realize that they've either been a part of this already or still do in their daily lives. I know my husband does. So do you know a popular mobile AR thing that is still very popular today?
Oh,
Do you know what I'm talking about?
actually, I think I do. My son was just on vacation with family, and he's 18, and he didn't mess with this app much, and he hasn't for a while. But the family he was hanging out with, the father, which is like close to my age, a little bit younger still, I think, got him back at basically got him back into being really addicted to this thing, like wanting to play it and learn. And addiction could be a kind of a weird word to use during this episode, but it was Pokemon Go. Is that what you're talking about?
Exactly. Pokemon
And
Go.
he's all over
Yeah.
that thing again.
Yeah. So
So
people are already using a form of it, but they might not be thinking about it. But yeah,
isn't that the
so
one that was a game that a lot of people were like walking into like telephone poles, playing and
walking.
stuff and
Yeah,
streets? Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, Josh Pollock said he still plays it. So there you go, Josh.
There you go.
You know more about AR than you think you do. So um
That's good.
we
That's
have a
good.
comment from Zach Bame as
Yeah,
well.
Zach.
He said, like all things digital, I think it'll be considered a fad until people find it useful,
Yes.
and then will be great up with marketers
Yes.
until
And yeah,
marketers ruin it.
I think
Yes.
that's great. Don't you love trying to read those comments live? You're like,
I know. I'm like,
"Whoa." That's
I
why I
do
asked
know how to
Olivia to
read,
do it.
I promise.
That's why I asked Olivia to do it. But no, Zach, that's a great point. And I know recently Zuckerberg just announced that that's the next step. I feel like I've said this. I might have said this somewhere. Oh, I think it was on our YouTube video from the studio that we were showing off. But Zuckerberg had announced that the next phase for them is to create where businesses can actually make money. That's what they're working on right now. That's the next phase. So, and I'm telling you, if they're, I don't know if you know, Olivia, you've experienced it. I don't know how many times, every time I get on that headset, there's always a new update and they're adding new things and they're making it quicker and
Yeah.
easier.
Yeah.
Like the worlds that we're building, we've had to build every single plant from shapes. I mean, these are all built from shapes and you have to add lighting and color and do all that stuff. Now, the last time I was on there, now they have a whole package where you can just download the shapes and stuff like that, download plants and help be able to get you further along, download your own furniture. So, I mean, it's quickly evolving faster and faster every time there's a new update whenever I get on there. So, but I'm excited to see. I mean, I've already went into a world where there's people building tiny houses for worlds. And I went into a city and they had like like you go to like like a realtor place here, like where they're building,
Open
maybe
house.
like, yeah, where they're building houses, right? They have like models. Well, they have the models in there. You can go and look at the little models, and you can actually go into the world and be inside that model. And they actually have like how to connect with that person to buy that tiny home to put in your world. So people are
Wow.
already selling that stuff in there. But I'd be interested to see what Zuckerberg is going to do on open it up where businesses can make more money. And I do
Yeah.
think that people will start stepping into, they'll take a lot more serious. So good point there, Zach. Good point.
Yeah. Also, I think that we should be make it known that people are also working really hard to make sure that Zuckerberg doesn't take control of
Mm,
the metaverse and keeping
yep.
everything decentralized and all of that. So, which is a lot different than obviously Facebook, Instagram, and all of that. So, a couple, this comment made me chuckle. The Sims is the OG AR. LOL. That's so true. There's
Right.
also another one called like Second Life or something like
Oh
that
yeah.
as well. Yeah. And this is for like Brittany Watley and Michelle Youngman, but
Yeah,
Wendell Free.
I agree.
Yeah,
I've
right.
already, they already got apps out there. I can't remember what it was called now. Geez, it might have been called, there's so many out there. I think it might have been called Immersed, or it might be one called Engaged. But you can actually build a whole uh, virtual conference where you can actually go around, meet people in different areas, have videos, like entertainment, have sponsor booths. So yeah, I could definitely see it happening, Zach. And I kind of asked them that too. Like, when will Momentum be? You have a virtual reality version of it as well.
Yeah,
We'll see.
that's
We'll see.
awesome.
Well, I know another thing, like, let's talk a little bit about what's fabulous about the metaverse. And you guys let us know in the comments some of your thoughts that you might be thinking, well, this could be a cool thing. I know one of the things that we've already kind of hit on a little bit is the engagement. The engagement in the metaverse is different than social media. It's just, you can't even compare it because it's not the same as a text response, even a video itself. Like my brothers, like again, like I was sharing earlier, I have three brothers. They all live in Ohio. I'm in Central Florida, and one of them is amazing at scripting. So he's in there helping us script some of the stuff that's in our world right now that you guys haven't even seen. Like, should I tell them like what's in there? And they haven't seen it yet, but I could probably tell them, right?
I would give them a little
A little,
tease because we want them to actually see it.
yeah, we want you to see it, but just to tell you, like, if you like basketball, if you like shuffleboard, stuff like that, you're going to be amazed at what has been built inside the studio that you can go and have fun even while we're doing a recording in there as well. So, and there's going to continue to be more things. But, when I meet with them in there, I only see them once a year. But when I'm in there working in the metaverse. I'm working in our world. It hasn't even been opened up to the public yet. And we're getting ready to launch the beta. But when I'm in there, all of a sudden, here's my brother appears and he's like, "Hey man, how you doing?" And we sit in there and we talk and we work together. And it's like,
Yeah.
I feel like I've hung out with them more since this came out, and it feels really personal because I really am sitting there having a conversation just like this, talking to them. Even though it's a cartoon version, which I look a lot younger in there. My hair's a little bit longer. See, I got a haircut now, but you can't tell that in the metaverse. But it feels very real. So even though it's not with real people, say, it does feel very real because of having that communication.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we go into the office that you built for us, and I think that just feels so much different than when you and I meet on Zoom because, again, you're in Florida, I live in Ohio. So we're never in a shared office. But when we're in there, like,
yeah,
I feel like we're next to each other. And even just, like, oh, I don't want to bump into you, but you're in Florida. But it's just so interesting. And then,
yeah,
as we showed in the video in the beginning, we can give each other high fives, fist bumps. I've never met your son in person, but I feel like I know him from just working with him in there. And yeah, it's pretty cool. But
it is.
yeah,
It changes, and it's funny because, like, if you guys would see all the behind scenes, because my son, he's working with the cameras and setting that up. He actually designed. If you've seen the YouTube video of seeing some examples of the studio and where it's come, the cameras that's designed. He actually put all those in there, built off some black magic thing cameras, and I know our videographer coach knows all that. Ursa, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Ursa, that's why I said it on there or something.
Yeah.
But even while we're in there working and getting sets and we're getting the setup and we're talking about what we're going to record, my son will mess with stuff and I'll be like, hey, his name's Ashton. I'll be like, Ashton, stop. You got to put my paper down here. Go ahead and we're going to get ready for this shot. And Olivia teases and say, oh, metadad. So it is fun. It feels more like fun and games too, but real life,
For sure.
So
But Brian, we can tell people how cool this is, but it's a whole different can of worms to experience it for yourself. And so I think, don't you have kind of a cool way that some people can experience it for themselves?
Yeah, actually. So at Momentum, I'll be at Momentum. So if any of you are going to be at Momentum, I will have an extra set of Oculus there. If you want to meet up and you're like, hey, I would like to check that out, get with me, connect with me on the group. Maybe we'll set up a time where you can try it out. Actually step into the studio that we're working on right now. I'm sure Meta Olivia will probably meet us there.
I will.
But come and check it out, like experience it, like really see what it's like. And I can tell you, like, the games and stuff is cool. I've pulled some muscles in bowling. I bowled 6 games one night and I was like, oh man, I'm so sore. And it's way different than the Wii. Don't think Wii, not even close.
No, not even close to Wii. No.
But connect with me at Momentum. Like, reach out to me. We'll figure it out and have you where you can check out the studio before anybody else has checked it out. So yeah, that'd be a great way.
Be the first.
You can be the first. Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about. Do you have any other comments you want to read right now, Olivia, before we keep going here?
Nope. Let's keep on rolling.
All right. Cool. So let's talk about headsets. Now, I know. Actually, I got a video here that I'm going to share. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's from Zuckerberg. So let me go ahead and put this up on the screen, and then we'll talk about the headsets and some of the concerns. So let's see. Whoops. Okay, that's my display name. Okay, ready? Here we go.
All right. World Beyond. What do you think of the password, Mark? It's great. I want to share a little about Project Cambria, the code name for our high-end VR headset that's coming out later this year. Now, I'm not going to show you the headset yet, but you're looking at an experience called the World Beyond. It uses our Presence platform to blend the physical and virtual worlds together. This full-color pass-through version will only be available on Cambria, but you can try it on Quest soon through App Lab. This is just the beginning for mixed reality. Imagine being able to pull up your perfect workstation with as many screens as you want anywhere you go. Or working out with a virtual instructor who gets beamed into the room with you. Presence platform lets you do all that and more. And soon we're releasing it so any developer can build these kinds of experiences. And I'm looking forward to seeing what you do with it.
All right, so first I want to say I thought I was very impressed that Zuckerberg didn't have a black t-shirt on.
Yeah, it's his Meta sweater.
Which someone just pointed out that I wear black t-shirts all the time, and I'm not copying Mark Zuckerberg. Trust me.
Yeah, I got concerned that the new headset was just this big blurry thing, but I don't think it's gonna look like that. Yeah,
it's a Minecraft version, right? It's
true.
Minecraft.
Exactly.
Okay, so and I never thought Minecraft would have taken off the way it did, but
yeah,
But look where it is now. I mean, my son's building worlds with us because he has the experience from all that.
Seriously.
But I loved how, like, he was showing how with that headset, Cambria, is that what he said it was called?
Cambria, yeah.
How, what he was doing was marking where the walls were, so the virtual world, you wouldn't walk into those areas. It made it feel more like the room as well to keep you safe, because we know how dangerous that can be.
Yeah. I don't know how many times I've punched my computer screen.
But I love, like, the see, like, that's more of like the augmented reality, correct?
Yeah.
Where it's showing like the person in your room working out with you. Now, they'll definitely have to be working on the headsets if you're going to be working out with them, because you already talked about sweatbands.
Yeah.
But I would say, like, if you guys haven't seen or not, I don't know if you've seen this, but they have Ray-Bans that are already created with Meta. And if they already have a deal with that, where you can take pictures and videos for stories and stuff, you better believe that they're already thinking about that down the road. So yes,
Yeah.
they're a little bit size wise. I actually don't feel like they're that uncomfortable myself. I've gotten pretty used to it. I don't think it's that bad,
Yeah.
but I'm sure that it's going to get smaller, more easy to use. But then even with, I was talking to my son, Olivia, and actually my wife about, man, I remember when I used to manage two cell phone stores, two singular stores back in the years. And right before, it's like right when iPhones were coming out. And I remember managing those stores, the people that would walk in with bag phones. I mean, these huge, they'd be carrying cases. Like, I'm like, what is that? Like, oh, that's my cell phone in my car. And I'm like, are you serious? Like, open it up. It's like big antenna, like satellite phone.
Yeah.
I'm like, I always called them hip throwers. Like somebody'd walk in, I'm like, oh, they got their hip thrower coming in there. But people used bag phones, and though the size it was something that they found use in, they found value in. So if people enjoy this, which is what we're already seeing, I don't know, every time I go to Walmart where you can buy these right here, you can get one of these for $300. And that might be sound like a lot, but I can tell you, like, we keep going on to Walmart, and they're sold out almost every time. So they're going fast. People are picking up on this. And I don't think it's, when you think about even like a game console or a TV, YouTube, virtual VR YouTube on here is like, I told my son, again, he's 18, we all like big screen TVs. And he's got like, I don't know, like a 30 something inch TV or maybe a 42. And I told him, I was like, you're not going to want another big screen TV once you put this on. He's like, I don't think so, Dad. And so he put this on, and literally he was like, yep, I don't need another TV, because it's like sitting in a movie theater. It's your own personal movie theater. So it's going to change. It's definitely going to change a lot of that. So $300 compared to a TV and stuff like that, you're getting a lot more. So it's not that bad. And if you do want to, again, like I think I posted this up last time, this is just an affiliate link. If you're looking at getting a headset, you can use that link, and that just gives us a little bit of a kickback if you buy it for us, helps us be able to keep doing these kind of videos for you guys. But with that, Olivia, let's keep going. I don't want to, this isn't like a sales pitch. I just want to let you guys know if you're looking at it, no big deal, no pressure, but it does help out. So, you know what? Do you have a comment you want to read there? Because I do want to share something with people. Do you have a comment?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Zach says, I'm speculating that's when the metaverse will explode, when AR replaces VR. People won't feel safe to do VR in public, but with AR, you can do it anywhere and maintain awareness of your surroundings. You'll be able to see people laughing at you. Absolutely. Again, that's like with Pokemon Go. Like when that first came out, I was with my husband, like just following him everywhere. And there were tons of people doing it as well. And I've even read that, people are trying to get to the point where like you would just have like your normal everyday glasses, which I think Google tried Google glasses, but you would do like, if say you're in France, right? And you're driving, well, if you point your glasses at the sign, it would translate it in English for you or whatever your native like language was.
Wow.
So yeah, that's the thing. Like the metaverse is, like there's a lot of really cool things that people are working on.
Yes, there's so much more, like, and I like that you pointed that out earlier, that the metaverse is more than just VR. Like this isn't just VR, isn't just the Oculus, and which I can tell you, like we have the developers installed on here so we can see different things and test different things. I guess legally it says on the thing you can't share that, so I can't share it on here. But some of those things, like where you can see people around you, is actually already starting to happen on these too. And this is a VR headset. So, but I can't go into the details. My son pointed that out. Dad, did you read the fine print? You can't talk about that. I'm like, oh,
you're going to meta jail.
Meta jail. I'm going to meta jail. With that, I guess that I think that's like when you go to meta jail, like you're nope.
Yep.
Okay, I'm back. They let me out. But anyways, I do want to share. Like, I want to give you guys some real usage too of what's being done right now. So there's a logistics company, and I've been talking to them about what they're doing with the VR here. So just kind of, I want to make this relatable for people that's watching as Christian broadcasters, or maybe your ministry. You remember it, you know what it's like, Olivia? Have you ever went and set up a booth somewhere, like for like a radio
I was
station?
in promotions for 5 years.
Okay, so you know what it can be like trying to
Yes.
get people to come to your booth.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And it's really hot or really cold. Like, yeah.
So as a business side of it, think about if there's a conference in another state and you have to fly everybody out from your work, from your location to go out there to run this booth, to set up all this equipment, have people there paid by the hour to be at the booth as well, hotel stays, flights, food, all that expense. So here's a logistics company that I was talking to. It's called Kingsgate Logistics. And I asked them, like, how are you guys planning on using this? Because we started working on this together and they're building, like, they've built a whole warehouse. Actually, they built their entire office space in the virtual world. And I've got to go in there and experience it. And it's very cool. There's an elevator you go up to, and they said it's identical to their real building. And what they told me was, when we go, they have a big conference coming up in June, just happened to be the same month as Momentum, right? Just another throw out to Momentum. I hope to see you there.
Metamentum.
They have a conference coming up in June. And what they're doing is usually they send out all their salespeople from their logistics company to go and meet, all these different trucking companies, these people that are helping the truckers, with the logistics side of it, to go meet. And so they said one of the hardest things is to get the people to come to their booth. Now, but with the VR, what they're doing is they're sending one person with they'll have 2 headsets. They'll have one, and then they're going to have one sent to the table. And anybody that wants to try out this headset can come to their booth. Now, they said they already got people lined up wanting to come. Like, they're already excited. So when they come and they put on this headset, what their plan is, well, not plan, what they're doing, I've already seen it. In their warehouse, as soon as they put it on, that booth that they're at is going to be right there in front of them. That's where they're going to be in the virtual world. They're going to be at the booth. But when they turn around, it's their location. So all their salespeople, instead of sending them all to this conference and paying for their travel and their food, they're getting headsets at their home base. So they're all going to be in the virtual warehouse to do their sales pitch, walk them around, educate them about what their business does with only sending one person to the conference. So just to give you like a little bit of ideas of how some people are using it, some creative ideas and thoughts. So
yeah, I've actually, that's really cool. And then those people get to be with their family that same night. So yeah, that's really awesome.
Exactly.
I've also heard a lot of like how this is going to revolutionize the medical industry as well, because they're going to be able to perform surgeries like while practicing in there and different things like that.
Wow. I was going to say, if I saw a doctor walking up to me with these on, I'd be like, no. I hope that is AR.
You
not
still
VR.
have to go to medical school, Brian. You can't say, I'm a meta doctor.
I'm a meta doctor.
Yeah.
That takes me back to the game Operation. Maybe we should build that in the Metaverse.
There you go. That would be fun.
Training. We'll do
or
meta
Twister.
Training. Or Twister. Yeah, there you go. Well, let's talk about some things that are scary and fearful. I mean, I know, again, we don't want to downplay that. I know there's concerns about that. So, let me know, let us know in the comments of what are some of the concerns that you have, if there's anything else that hasn't already been talked about.
Yeah.
Olivia, what are your thoughts about that?
I mean, I'm fearful of even the current, social media platforms that we use. I don't have kids, but I have younger nieces and nephews and those different things. And I worry about them and that. So I have the same fears across, both of them. But I think what a lot of people think is that the metaverse is just going to take over our lives and we're just going to be these people walking around with headsets or whatever it may be. But that's kind of just like from what people have seen from like the movies, and like Ready Player One is super popular. And the point of the metaverse is, I heard someone say this and thought it was really good, is it's not meant to take over our life. It's meant to enhance our life. As much as I love all of this, sure, it's cool to see Hawaii, but I want to go to Hawaii still. This is not changing my opinion on that. So Yeah.
Yeah, I totally get that. And I think that, we have a video coming out again on Monday just to kind of give you guys some thoughts about, as Christians or Christian broadcasters, some other ways we should be thinking about the metaverse. I think it drops Monday at 3 or 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So check it out, because I think that even as ministries, there's going to be a lot of opportunities that we could use that. Like we're talking about, like, you're scared about other devices or platforms that kids are on, everything right now. Like, I mean, I see kids on YouTube all the time, and there's a way, like, I see a huge connection that you can use video with the metaverse, kind of like what we're doing with the YouTube channel right now. But when it comes to like children's ministries and stuff like that, like there's so much you can do with that platform in the virtual world as well. So just, be open and experiment and just think a little bit about it. What you might be surprised what you come up with. But that's how we look at, when we look at this platform, we look at even metaverse, we look at all digital platforms differently than other digital companies might look at it. That's, we work with Christian broadcasters, so we look at these digital platforms as a mission field. And I encourage you, if you're a Christian broadcaster, to look at it that way. Not just choose which mission field is best for your nonprofit to be in, to reach those people, and make that decision. So
yeah, absolutely. Those are all really, really, really good points for sure. So, I was just looking at the comments.
That's all right. So we can't edit that out. This is live. So
I know it is live. Yeah, I mean, what are your real fears of this? Do you have any? Are you just kind of like rolling? Yeah.
I mean, my concern is with the whole reason why we even jumped into it is because of people escaping reality.
Yeah.
Like I can see the real concerns about people escaping there to get away from real life. I can also see people going there that maybe are dealing with things like, there might be an abusive relationship, but they might be able to, if we set up worlds in there where they could connect with people, connect with churches and stuff like that, where they usually couldn't do that in the real world, like they wouldn't be able to do that. The virtual world can open up those options too. So, I mean, there's just there's so much, it could go either way. But concerns, yes, I have concerns too. I have to make sure I'm not in there too much either. I don't want to be in there all the time, which I'm not. The more I do it, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna get in there and hang out and, work on stuff, meet some people. That's cool. But I think with anything, you have to set guidelines. You have to have guardrails up to say, hey, this is too much. And that's why we asked everybody in the broadcasting industry to be praying for us, because we are jumping in there and really diving in and learning. But with that, there's a risk that some of those risks we don't even know about. So we're just asking you guys to pray for us, because we're doing this not for us to make money. We're doing this to try to reach hurting people. And we see a sign that they could escape there. So did you have something you were going to say, Olivia?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like we see that this is coming, so it doesn't really why I don't think it's a fad, just because, we're always evolving in everything. So, there was picture or text, then picture, then video. And so this is the next step. Like it's coming.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't think it's a fad, because it's just a natural, this is where we're evolving to. And Brian, I'm going to say something that might scare you a little bit as your social media coach.
All right.
I'm getting pretty bored with Facebook, to be honest with you. So, yeah. How do you
Wait a
feel
minute.
about
You're
that?
a social media coach. Are you supposed to be saying that stuff? No, really. Seriously. That is, I mean, I feel the same way. How many of you have ever heard somebody or have said yourself, if it wasn't for work, I wouldn't be on Facebook no more? And I mean, I know now TikTok's hot and, Instagram Reels is hot, but here's the thing. These things continue. People phase out of it. It does get old. So I think that the thing is, you have to look at where people are. If our goal is to reach hurting people and guide them to the hope of Jesus, then we have to be open to pay attention to where people are and where they might go. Again, Zuckerberg has a huge connection with all these users, so he could have a lot more lean on where they go. But ultimately, the metaverse is way beyond Facebook or Meta, whatever you want to call them. So I'm fine with that, Olivia, because it's not about the platform; it's about where the people are.
Yeah,
and again, no matter what digital platform, have a strategy. Don't just jump in there and do it. So you have to have a strategy on how to connect with those people and how do you serve them. So you can learn more about that, about what we do at killerbeemarketing.com. But you don't want to do digital, no matter what kind of digital it is, just to do it. Just because you're like, hey, they said we need to be in the metaverse, so we're going to do it. Have a plan, have a strategy, so you can measure ultimately, are you able to connect with people and are you helping them? So measure those goals. With that, Olivia, I don't know if you have any other comments, because I know we have some digital buzz that we're going to go back to the metaverse and share. And then the video is going to wrap up with that. So with our live broadcast. So if anybody, do you have any other comments that you want to read before we end on the digital buzz?
Just have a couple. Don said, look at MySpace. That didn't last long. A bunch of laughing faces. And again, that's because, in my opinion, they didn't choose to evolve with the times of, like, Facebook came in, squashed them, all of those different
What was his
things.
name? Todd or Tom? Was it Tom?
Tom.
I don't think Tom ever changed his profile picture. I mean,
But
he's not a guy that's going to evolve.
No, exactly. He just had a white T-shirt. Change your clothes.
Yeah, wear a black T-shirt.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Zuckerberg. He just changed it. Now he's got a different shirt on. See, he's growing.
He's evolving. Yeah. And then Zach again said, I hope it doesn't pull us so far into a fake virtual world that we neglect mindlessly scrolling through TikTok.
I agree, Zach.
Exactly.
I hope not too, man.
Yeah. And someone earlier said that they asked if anyone else missed the days where Instagram was just all food pictures. So I don't know if you missed that, Brian, but
yeah, I didn't see that one. That's pretty good too. Oh man. Oh wow, that's good. Well, cool. Well, hey everybody, thanks for joining us today. We are going to go ahead and go over to Digital Buzz. So just hang in there. We got about 4 more minutes. And we'll wrap up with this, but some stuff about NFTs, which actually that will be pretty cool to have. I'm not going to go down there. We'll just go to the Digital Buzz. So with that, all right, let's go ahead and go to Digital Buzz, and we'll end on that. So Olivia, fill us in. What's the latest digital buzz outside of, I guess, the metaverse, but from the metaverse? You like that? It's pretty good.
I did. Great job, Brian. Great job.
High five.
Okay.
High five.
High
This
five.
is a pretty cool feature. See, we scooted our seats closer so we could do that.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
All right, digital buzz.
Okay,
sorry.
Digital buzz.
Go ahead.
Okay, so you know how in the last year, Meta was all about podcasting on Facebook, right? It was the new biggest feature coming, blah, blah, blah. Well, they're getting rid of it. I think it's gone now at this point, but they were just like, It's gone. And remember live audio rooms? They have also decided that they're either going away or they're going to merge them with like video rooms or something. I don't know. More to come with that. But they have decided to ditch focusing on audio to focus on the metaverse. Yeah.
How many of you watching right now have moved your podcast and or have added your podcast feed to Facebook? And you said it's gone already? Or is it going away?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure by now it's gone. I can't remember the exact date, or maybe it's June. But yeah, so pretty soon it's going to be gone. They no longer wanted to invest in audio because they wanted to invest their time and resources in the metaverse. So, with that investment, they also announced that they are going to be bringing NFTs to Instagram.
So Olivia, can you give us a little bit more explanation behind like how the NFTs work with storage? Like, is this stuff that you're gonna be able to purchase on Instagram and then actually wear in the metaverse? Like, do you have any more information about that?
That I'm not sure. What I'm seeing just quickly is that, say you have purchased a bunch of NFTs, they'll allow you to display like your your collection. So I don't know if that will be like in a highlights or something like that, but you'll be able to see them on your profile somehow.
Gotcha.
So yeah. And I don't know, Brian, do you think a lot of people are even familiar with NFTs? Maybe that's a good question that we ask right now. Do you know what NFTs are and how they work?
Yeah. What does it stand for, NFTs?
Non-fungible token.
Someone I was just talking to was watching a interview that Mark Zuckerberg was on, and he was talking about how the next stage for them and what they're building in Horizon Worlds and all this, the metaverse here, is that they're going to be focusing on creating ways for businesses to make money. That's the next stage that they're going into right now. So if you're wondering, like, well, how can you even use this platform to make money for your business? They're already working on it, and we've already seen people doing it. Like this studio here that we built, we're creating studios like this for broadcasters that are like, hey, we want a studio like this, but we don't understand how to set all this up and make all these things work. We have it built so we can actually sell it to you. So we will be able to make money doing this, just like building a website. Think about some of the job ideas. Do you have any off the top of your mind that's coming to mind?
I mean, they're gonna need producers. Say you have a show, so you're gonna need a meta producer. Like even, yeah, you're going to need a builder. When I started in radio, I started in promotions. Did I ever think that my job would be social media director? No.
Maybe think about this, meta strategist. That's kind of what we're lining ourselves up for here right now.
Yeah.
That's why we're here learning more and more to teach you guys and show you how you can use this new platform. Do you have anything else for us from the digital news today?
I do not. That's all the buzz I have.
All right. See you guys later. Check us out on YouTube, killerbee.tv. You got to do it like that. There you go.